Welcome back to Zimbo Culture Kitchen. Today we are cooking roadrunner had chicken or fillet chicken. So I've prepped my chicken already. I've washed it, and the first step is to put in a pot, put water enough to make sure that you cook it properly, and add salt for taste. So this is fresh from my garden, and I have to make sure that I cook it properly because it's a coke, which means it's hard and very hard. So I have to add in adequate water and make sure that I leave it to boil. I boiled this for more than an hour because it was an old chicken. Um, the time actually depends on the size of the chicken, the age of the chicken itself. So in this case, I had to put in the hours, and you make sure that you check um, over time. Once it's tender, then you need to go to the next process. So from this, what I can say is that it's juicy, it's tasty, but you need to make sure that as makoti, you know the pieces that you have in the pot. On average, you have um, about 15, 16 pieces that come out from the chicken. And this is for purposes of then dishing it out. For example, if you get married, you need to know this. So which part of the chicken goes to who? In some parts, the back of the chicken goes to the mother of the house or the mother-in-law, and the drumstick goes to the father of the house or your husband, while the wings go to the sisters-in-law. So at this point, I've already added some cooking oil because I had to drain the water out from the chicken when it was tender. And I add a number of spices. I love my turmeric, and I added other spices as well. So you can add whatever you have in your cupboard. You fry it for some time until it's golden brown. And I forgot to say that don't make it too overcooked. Otherwise, during this process, you may actually break the chicken pieces. So you fry it until it's golden brown. So back to my story, you really need to make sure that you don't taste um, the chicken itself, because most of the mothers-in-laws would know how many pieces you have. So now my chicken is golden brown, as you can see, and I'm going to add in the onion. I told you I love my onion. You can skip this if you are allergic or you don't like onion. But most of the Zimbabwean dishes, we just use onion and tomato. So I have to add in my onion first, and then followed with after the onion is browned, I then add in my tomatoes. So yeah, as I was saying, you are not supposed to taste the pieces of the chicken unless you are in your own house. So these are some of the tests that you go through when you go to your mother-in-law's house, and they literally know how many pieces come out from a chicken. And then the insides of a chicken, some people prefer to prepare those separately. Some prefer to add them in with the meat. But I prefer cooking them separately because they are those with the magumbo totem. Usually, if you have someone who comes from a magumbo totem, you are not supposed to add the the chicken feet in the pot, otherwise they will lose their teeth, so they say. So And the Moyo totem, you are not supposed to eat in the heart of the chicken in the main pot. So most of the people actually prefer cooking those separately. So like I said before, I've added in the onion, and I have to make sure that they brown. And then I add in my tomatoes. You have to stir this. At least my chicken is not that soft, so I'm not going to break anything at this point. But if you overcook it, then it means you're going to your meat is going to shred. So you need to be careful of that. So let the tomatoes and the onions cook and let it simmer. You have your soup, and I had drained I had actually drained some of the water because it was actually too much, and I can actually use that broth or that water from the chicken itself, from the boiled chicken, to form the soup, or the soup for my chicken. So this is stewed, roadrunner stewed hard body chicken, done the traditional way, the Zimbabwean way. Not many spices, not a lot of people have access to spices. So we actually use tomatoes and onion to form our sauce or our soup. Yeah, so this is what we had in our kitchen today. You'll see as the video progresses that I have to make sure that the tomatoes are well cooked, and then add in the water um, from the I have to add in the water that I drained from the chicken. Because I have a big family, I had to add in a lot of spices to this to make more soup for my family. But otherwise, when you're in the village, you don't have access to the sauces. You can actually use flour as a thickener after adding in your tomatoes and your onion, and yeah, it simmers. So you can actually serve this with any starch of your choice. Normally in the raw areas in the village, they would have sadza or pap. I've shown you how to prepare that already. It can be from white maize or from sorghum. So this is the end product. Oh my god, this was really delicious. And yeah, we finished everything in the plate. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.